Dear children, as we saw in the last class, we need oxygen to produce energy for performing different functions in our body. The process of taking oxygen-rich air inside the body is called inhalation, and the process of giving out air which is rich in carbon dioxide is called exhalation. Together, inhalation and exhalation is called breathing. The number of times a person breathes during a minute is called his breathing rate. Breathing rate depends on our need of oxygen, which in turn depends on our need of energy. In case of excessive movements like exercise, we need more oxygen because we need more energy, and thus the breathing rate will be high. While we are sleeping, we need less oxygen because we need less energy, and so the breathing rate will be low. On an average, a normal human body breathes 12 to 18 breaths per minute. During heavy movements, it becomes 25 breaths per minute, and during relaxed state, it may reach to 12 breaths per minute. During heavy exercise, we take deep breaths to take more oxygen. Now let us see how we breathe. The air we take in passes through our nostrils into the nasal cavity. From the nasal cavity, the air enters the trachea or the windpipe through the pharynx. The pharynx also opens into the food pipe. The air that passes through the windpipe enters into the bronchi. As it enters into the lungs, the bronchi splits into bronchioles, which has balloon-like structures called alveoli at its end. Lungs are placed inside the chest cavity, and the diaphragm forms the floor of the chest cavity. Breathing involves the movement of the diaphragm and the rib cage. In inhalation, the ribs move up and outward, and the diaphragm moves down. This increases the space in our chest cavity and air rushes into the lungs. The lungs get filled with air. During exhalation, the ribs move down and inwards while diaphragm moves up to its former position. This reduces the size of the chest cavity and the air is pushed out of the lungs. This experiment will help us to understand the breathing mechanism better. Take a transparent plastic bottle and remove the bottom part of the plastic bottle. Then take a rubber cork, Y-shaped plastic tube and two deflated balloons. Fix the deflated balloons to the Y-shaped ends of the tube. Fix the cork to the bottle and insert the Y-shaped tube into the bottle through the lower end. Now tie a rubber sheet at the bottom of the bottle tightly so that no air can pass through it. Pull down the rubber sheet and watch the balloons get inflated. Now push the rubber sheet inside the bottle and watch the balloons collapse. Now let us see why it happens. Let us see how air enters into the bottle. When we pull the rubber sheet outwards, the space inside the bottle increases and air from outside enters into the bottle. The air travels through the tube and enters the two branches of the tubes and into the balloons, and the balloons get inflated. When we push the rubber sheet inside, the space inside the jar is reduced and the air from inside moves out of the balloons and the balloons get deflated. Now let us see an experiment which shows that the exhaled air contains carbon dioxide in it. Take a test tube and add lime water into it. Now continuously blow into the lime water. After some time, we can see that the lime water turns milky. carbon dioxide reacts with the lime water and turns it into milky. This shows that the air that we breathe out contains carbon dioxide gas.